Only 5 players have scored more goals in the Premier League than Raheem Sterling since he joined Man City in 2015-16. He's a goal scorer. That's what he is, and that's why Chelsea have bought him, because boy do they need a goal scorer. In fact, their scorers last season, top scorer was Mason Mount with 11, he's a midfielder. Kai Havertz, 8 goals, sort of a forward. Lukaku, gone, 8 goals. Pulisic, 6. Ugh. They scored quite a few in the Premier League, but they need someone to give them to finish off the chances that they're creating. That's how they're going to get better. They want to do that. And that's what they signed Raheem Sterling from Manchester City for all the money for. Now Sterling, we think of as a winger, here he is. He can play either side, either as an out and out wide right. He can play as an inside forward off to the left here. We can make these lovely runs that he likes to make where he sneaks between the fullback and the centre back to get into these high value positions, this sort of area here. We always talk about it, that's where you want to be, where the high XG is. And he's very, very good at timing runs to get into these places, to finish off moves at the back post. That's what he does. He tends to miss, when we think of him as missing a lot of chances, his technique and finishing isn't amazing, but when he's on form, he scores a lot of goals, which is why so few players have scored more than him in that time. And I think that Tuchel want to play him as possibly as a 9. Havertz can play as a false 9, but he can play also off the right here if Ziyech goes away. He's left-footed, he can play there. And Sterling can play to the middle as a straight 9. That way you can push the opposition defence backwards by having someone who's fast and gets in behind. It means when they're playing against a team who plays with a higher line, push these guys up a bit. You've got someone like Sterling with pace who can get in behind. And crucially, he's far, far more clinical and efficient than Timo Werner. Like Werner, for example, this is from FB Ref, his XG last season was 7.6. That's bad for a forward, but actual goals of 4. That's even worse for anyone. Especially a professional footballer. And Sterling can play off this position here, so Werner might be in trouble there. But also, if Tuchel, because we think Tuchel's going to play a 4-3-3 this season, he might want to change the system. If he stays with a back 3, and we'll put, who should we put in here? Maybe Azpilicueta will stay, put him in here. You've got your wing backs, that's where your width comes from. We'll take out a midfielder. Jorginho can go, put Kovacic in with Kante. There we go. Now, you've got Havertz can play as the false 9. Or more likely what they can do is play Sterling as a 9 in front of 2 10s. So you have this system that Tuchel often plays like a 3-4-1-2, where you could play maybe Mount as the 10 and have 2 strikers. Werner can go away. So that's a 3-4-1-2. Or you can play sort of 2 10s behind a central forward like this. It just means you've got options. It's the same sort of shape in the final third anyway. You've always got your width from your wing backs. You've got your central forwards going to want to dart in behind like this. And you've got your, that kind of shape you always see from these teams now. This is a bit of a mess, but basically, bear with me. Sterling is going to be a goal scorer for Chelsea, that's why they've signed him. And we can see some statistics as to why they've actually bought him. Like, what are you getting with Sterling? Because not many people, not an awful lot of them seem to be hugely excited by it, probably because they already know him very well. It's not new and exotic, like some player from a foreign land coming in to light up the league. It's a player that everyone knows. But there's the thing, he's 27, coming into his peak. He's ambitious, he wants to leave Man City to play more, that's what he wants to do, so that's a really good sign. He's captain England, he's a leader, it's exactly what you kind of need to have in your team, leaders to take the team forward, set standards. And he scores a lot of goals. And that he's homegrown is useful for player registration in Europe. It's not really a huge thing. But look, I keep saying he's really, really good. This is non-penalty goals per 90 among wide attackers in the Premier League since 2015-16. So you're looking at players like Mo Salah, Riyad Mahrez, Sadio Mane, some of the best we've had in the league. Sterling outscores them per 90. His output is phenomenal for what he does. Sure, playing in a Man City team where he can often ghost in at the back post to score them, but you have to have the know-how to get in the back post for these chances to score them. With an XG of 0.18 per shot average since 2015-16. That's good. If I go here, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying he's being efficient. So earlier in his career, this is 2016-17, he's taken shots from all over the place with a relatively low XG per shot of 0.12. But as we get to this season, or last season just passed, he's taken his shots really close to goal, 12.9 yards on average, which is closer than he has been at any single other point, from very central areas, which is why that sort of melted ghost, that's what it tells us. With XG per shot of 0.24, that's really, really high. So the shots he's taking are of a very, very high quality, likely leading to a goal, because he scores lots of goals, as we know. And in addition to scoring lots of goals, he also assists lots. Only 6 players have assisted more goals than Raheem Sterling since he joined Man City in 2015-16. Chelsea know what they're doing. And you even see it here. This is Sterling's old teammates, his old friends. These are his new friends, the yellow boys. A few freaks here, Lewandowski, Holland and Mbappe. They're way over in this bit here, because what this graph tells us is expected assists per 90 on this axis and non-penalty XG per 90 on the bottom axis. So lots of chances to score down here and assisting people up here, which is why Di Maria is up there and you've got Lewandowski over here. Different kind of players. Sterling's right in the middle here in a really good bit. Interestingly, it's very similar to Timo Werner in terms of profile, except Sterling actually scores, whereas Werner doesn't. That's his XG. As it actually sort of says, which is not ideal. So he's an improvement on Werner, might play alongside him. Not exactly sure that's how that's going to work. So yes. Why have Chelsea bought Raheem Sterling? The answer is because he's really good at scoring goals. He is homegrown, well known to them, is going to be able to help them stretch defences, can play a multitude of positions, and is a nice lad, and that's actually probably quite important. So yes, good signing for Chelsea. To be more excited than some of the fans actually are. It's a very good purchase for quite a good amount of money, considering what you're getting for the money. So well done, transfer lads.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic brings you the best sports journalism in the world in a personalised experience, connecting you with the stories and teams that you care about the most. There's coverage of 13 sports, plus direct access to world-class journalists through live Q&As, discussions and podcasts. Not to mention, it's all ad-free. And you can try it now for free for 30 days by clicking the link in the description.